she called the doctor came out and then said to me, "Is there a history of heart attacks in your family?" And I said, "Yeah, there is." And the doctor looked at me and said to me, "I think you're having a heart attack." Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Gay Bear. It's been a really long time and I've been away for 2.5 months, and I'm going to tell you the story of where I have been and basically what happened to me. So on the 29th of January, I basically woke up in my bed as normal. I live on a farm, in case you don't know, so I got up, got dressed, went downstairs and went out and fed all the animals. Went to the gym, came home, made myself breakfast. And then after I made myself breakfast, I basically, within about half an hour, I found myself like on the floor, vomiting constantly, like for about an hour, just constantly heaving, trying to vomit. Well, all my stomach down here started to burn. So as I was vomiting, it was burning, and the more I tried to vomit, the more it burnt. And when I stopped vomiting and I got like 10 minutes, I grabbed my car keys and I drove myself to the local doctor's surgery, which is about a 15-minute drive from me. When I got there, I walked in and I spoke to the receptionist, and I said to the receptionist, "I've been vomiting for an hour." And then I basically just sat down in front of her desk in some sort of like protest, I guess. It was like, I am not moving until I speak to a doctor. She called the doctor came out, and the doctor like put things on my fingers to check my blood pressure and everything, and then said to me, "Is there a history of heart attacks in your family?" And I said, "Yeah, there is, because my grandfather died when he was literally my age. My grandfather died of a heart attack, and I never knew him." And the doctor looked at me and said to me, "I think you're having a heart attack." Within 3 minutes, he called an ambulance. He called an ambulance like that. He was like, "I need an ambulance." And within 3 minutes, I was in the back of an ambulance, hurtling towards the local hospital in the biggest city closest to where I live, basically. And at that point, I had pain everywhere, all around here, like really bad. I was just sat like hugging my stomach, just like rocking forwards and backwards. And they pushed me into emergency, straight past everybody else, straight in front of a doctor who then hooked me up to loads of machines. And they looked at me and they were like, "You're not having a heart attack." And I was like, "That's good to know." But then they didn't know what was wrong with me. So they put me through tests for a day. Like, they took urine, they took blood, they took so many different vials of blood. They checked my blood pressure, they checked pretty much everything. They injected me with a chemical that was warm, and it was like this warm chemical. I felt it travel the whole way around my body, and it was like I was being hugged from the inside with like warmth. And then they pushed me into, I'm gonna say, an MRI. It's like a big donut thing that was spinning. And the chemical they injected me with was so that the doctors could look at like all my blood flow and everything around my body to check that everything was flowing in the right direction. I had chest x-rays, I had like 4 of them, I had abdominal x-rays. Yeah. And then at the end of it, they were like, "We don't know what's wrong with you because everything appears to be working." And then they said to me, "We think that you might have appendicitis, but when someone has appendicitis, the pain is only here and your pain is everywhere." So I basically, I sent myself home. They said, "We think you should stay in the hospital overnight so we can monitor you." And I said, "I can't. I have a farm. If I don't go home, like, I have animals. I need to feed my animals." So I went home. When I got home, obviously I went to bed, and when I went to bed, I felt like I was sleeping in snow. I was so cold the whole way across my body. I was like, oh my God, like I'd never been that cold. I wrapped myself in a big thick duvet and I was still shaking because I was so cold. And in the morning, I woke up, fed the animals, and took the keys to my house and gave them to my neighbours and explained to my neighbours, please take care of my animals, I have to go back to hospital. And I called an ambulance and they came and they took me back to hospital. Again, pushed me into emergency, pushed me straight past everybody else, and the doctor looked at me and said, back again. And I was like, yep, back again. And he was like, where's the pain now? And I said to him, the pain is just here. It is only here. And I said to him, last night, I was so cold. I was so cold all night, like I was sleeping in ice. And he looked at me and went, you have a textbook case of appendicitis. And I was like, yes, for the first time in my life, I'm so happy to not be interesting. Like, there's no mystery anymore. We know what it is. Boom. Within 3 hours, I was in an operating theatre. I had a mask over my face, and the nurse or the anesthesiologist was saying to me, think of something you like, think of something you like. And I was thinking, I like chocolate cake. I like chocolate cake. And the next thing, it just went dark. When I opened my eyes again, I was in a hospital room. I had stitches going. They weren't just stitches, they were staples. This really freaked me out. This really freaked me out. To operate on me, they went in through my belly button and down to the side to get my appendix out. When I realized that and I saw the stitches, because I was expecting there to be a scar here, but there was no scar there. The scar was here, and I was like, oh, I can't believe they went through that bit and down. Yeah, I found that really difficult to deal with, if I'm honest. And they stapled me back together with staples. Okay, fine. Anyway, I spent 3 days in a hospital. All the doctors, all the staff, everybody was fantastic. I had a roommate. He was really cool. We sat up. The TV in the hospital had like 40 or 50 channels. We just sat there watching movies till like 3 in the morning because there's nothing else to do. The nurses kept coming in and just giving me painkillers. So I had drips and things, like lines in my arm, and there was bags, and they just kept adding stuff to it, and then I'd get all sleepy and like soft and fluffy, and then I'd fall asleep and wake up a few hours later and go, oh, what happened there? But they were really good, and they took really, really good care of me. After 3 days, they released me, basically. I wanted to go home. I missed my house, I missed my bed, and I wanted to go home. For the last 2 months, the doctor said to me, no lifting, no gym, no weights, no strenuous anything. So I've been staying in bed, studying, because at the moment I'm learning another language, and I was like, I can't do anything. So I've just stayed in bed and studied books and watched TV and spent time with my cat. I have a 3-legged cat. His name's Tripod. I'll put a picture of him up on the screen right now. So I've just been staying in bed, cuddling my cat and getting myself better. And I had some other tests and everything has come back good. For the first time in months, I'm super happy. All my tests came back negative. My surgery went really well, and it's really made me value life. I never realized how much of an absolute princess I am, because like we always feel like we're totally indestructible, you know, like, but this was a tiny little thing that lived in here that stopped working, got infected, I don't know, whatever it did, and it just ruined me. And it was weird because the day before I was fine and the next day I was like, "Bruh." And it's really made me realize exactly how fragile I am and exactly how fleeting all this was. When they didn't know what was wrong with me, I was thinking to myself, they don't know what's wrong with me. Like, maybe this is all she wrote, you know, and the end is nigh. And now I'm happy and I'm energetic and I'm well and everything came back great. And it's really spurred me on to just live my best life. I've started going back to the gym. At the moment, I'm making some plans to go down to South America because you never know, like it could just be over like that. And that's really, really, really like highlighted that for me. So anyway, I just wanted to let you all know where I've been. As the title of this video is like, I am still alive, and I am still alive. And I'm back as normal, and I'll be doing videos again. So it's so nice to be doing this again. It's really so nice to be doing this again. You don't understand. It's so nice. So yeah, my next video next week, I'm reviewing a gay hotel. Never been to a gay hotel before, so this is going to be fun. I don't know what to expect, and I hope it's a fantastic experience for me. But for the moment right now, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Mwah! I really appreciate you all. I'm so glad to be back, and I'll be seeing you all again very soon. Mwah! Bear kisses.